Okay, guys, we got to talk about Neil Cuckman. I'm sorry, right name, Neil Druckmann. Um, this this guy is like since Last of Us 2 has been pretty much a stain on the video game world. Um, in terms of his politics and Naughty Dog has not been the same since then. And this I know we talked about in a past video of Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Um, we kind of didn't know too much about it at the time, but it seems like he's outright saying that this is going to be dealing with like faith and religion. And from my understanding in this article from the Fandom Pulse by John F. Trent, it's basically an attempted takedown of Christianity. Obviously, it's not going to be like, oh, this is Christianity. It's going to be whatever its version of Christianity is. And I think this, besides the name Druckmann, Neil Druckmann, I think it's just a mark of death pretty much for this game.
No, the game is actually dead on arrival. There was no reason for him to even come out and say any of this stuff. Like people were already not going to be buying it like in large quantities. This is just the final nail in the coffin. His like I swear I need this dude fired
You're fired.
immediately. Like he like no like he put out a statement saying like he went on a podcast to talk about this game and he said that we made a lot of creative decisions with The Last of Us Part 2 that people hated, so we set out to create a game about stuff people won't care as much about, like faith and religion. Like do you want to sell your game at all at this point? Like people don't talk about faith and religion because like here in America we have like the First Amendment right to freedom of religion. So like we don't go around trying to offend other religions, so we don't talk about our religion. Like I'm a Christian guy, like but I won't go out into the, middle of the fucking town square and just start preaching at people like to, talk about like Christianity.
Go to church! No!
No, like we keep it to ourselves and we practice it like by ourselves, like or whatever church group or however you practice your religion. Like we don't go out and start saying all this shit. So him coming out and saying like, yeah, I'm going to touch on a subject that nobody really cares about. Like if you don't care about it, why put it in the fucking game? Like what is the sense in that?
Well,
Like I
literally,
swear people do not hate this guy enough.
ever since like everyone's like, "Oh, Last of Us, great game." I played it on my PS4. Last of Us Part 2, I saw some scathing reviews from like just players, not even just critics, and I'm glad I didn't play that game because it was a complete dumpster fire in terms of what happened and what they were kind of leading up to, especially like it's kind of like the trailers for that game were actually really deceptive. And he thought like, hey, how can I make people hate me more? Let's dive into religion, and don't get me started about the character design. Like you couldn't get more uglier than this. Like
What the hell is even that?
some games did really well with religion, specifically not Christianity, but like say Dead Space, for instance, that dealt with a religious, like fanatic type situations. Um, but it wasn't like strictly pointing to a specific religion. It seems like he is blatantly admitting that whatever religion this game has in it, it's basically Christianity, and he's gonna poke fun at it, and he thinks that's okay, and I don't think that's okay.
I feel like a majority of people who are gamers don't really. I don't want to say like they're like fully atheist, but like they probably like the religion side of their lives are more like on the back seat, but they still have like those like undertones. Like it still guides their like decision making in their day to day life. Like and when you see something like this, like it might actually like evoke like a reaction, and I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to like get a reaction out of people, and I think that he's probably on his way out because Naughty Dog hasn't done anything noteworthy in a very long time, since The Last of Us Part 1 maybe.
Well, literally, Naughty Dog has
So
nothing but a stain of disgust on them just from Last of Us Part 2. But like people who are discussing leaks of Last of Us Part 2, not even showing images or video, just discussing about it, getting their channels strikes on it. Like just Naughty Dog in general had just every time you mention it, people just kind of like they hate them so much, and this is not helping them at all.
When did Neil Druckmann even start at the Naughty Dog? Was it like The Last of Us Part 2?
I think Last of Us Part 1, I don't think he had. I don't know if he was part of them yet or he was even a lead. I know for a fact that he was a big part of Last of Us Part 2, and that was ultimately his downfall.
Yeah, he created Ellie, the fucking butch.
But you're talking about you're talking about Abby.
Abby. I don't
Ellie's
fucking
the
know
little
their
girl.
names. Like I
played the game.
Yeah, like I'm glad you did, but like he's the one who created the fucking like.
Well, Lily, everyone called her Big Abby Pump. Holla if you hear her, you know, that kind of thing. Man, she took the 9-iron to fucking Joel's head. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert.
Like I don't understand like the decision making on this guy's part. It's something that really begs the question of like, what are you even doing?
Well, just look at his design of women and his story plots. He clearly likes to get pegged at home, whether it's by his boyfriend or his wife or girlfriend or whatever. Who knows?
Ha! Gay!
I don't know, man. Think like these devs at these studios, they want to talk politics, they want to talk religion, and that's cool.
Well, and
do it on your own time. Don't put it in my games.
Well, let's. You kind of brought this up earlier. How gamers, they like not necessarily atheists, but they're like, for us instance, like our passion is video games. We like to play video games as much as we can. I know with life and jobs and having a family and stuff, that kind of takes a back seat. But when we sit down and play a game, everything is in the back. Like, we just want to focus on the game, and then you're just throwing in modern day politics, modern day religious issues, and we just want to enjoy the game. We prioritize
Today, Junior.
That's all, folks. We prioritize gameplay, story, character creation, character design. It's just, we don't care. We don't want to hear it. And then
I just want a good story. That's all I want. I just want a good story. Like whatever it's about. I don't want to be preached at. I don't want to be told that the way I live my life is wrong. I just want a story that takes like a character or two on a journey through like their whatever whatever that is that they are doing, and they achieve whatever goal that they set out to accomplish, and then that's the end. I don't care about any sort of political undertones. I don't care about these like religious fucking preachy characters or, you know, tones of the game. Like, I just want a good story. And the fact that you're coming out and saying that you're going to start preaching at me by making a game about a religious fucking bullshit tells me everything that I need to know, and you will not be getting any of my money.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that he's not standing from his perspective and saying this is why my religion, or like in this case an ideology, is right. He's basically, what he's going to say is, this is why your religion, this is why your ideology is wrong, and this is why, you know, you're stupid, and this is like, this whole game is just like you're talking about, it just preaches. Like, obviously we haven't seen any real gameplay, we don't know anything about the story. We just have these bare bones things, but like, I feel like he's gonna come out of the gate swinging, and he's gonna just hit he's pretty much hit every like red flag for a video game, in terms of like, this character design is trash. The I believe in the trailer there was a bunch of like advertisements from actual modern day companies. It's like, you couldn't even like bother to just make up companies. You're just bringing this modern day bullcrap into it, and on top of that, now you're dealing with religion, and I'm sure there's going to be some political thing in here, in terms of like how anyone who's center of right or center is all these bad people, and if they don't agree with you, they're the bad guy kind of situation. And I'm worried about this game. I'm not worried from our perspective that it's going to do any good. I'm just worried that like it's just going to keep what's the word I'm looking for? It's gonna kind of fuel the fire, like, oh, because this game, and then that's all it's gonna be. Oh, you're racist, you're bigots, you're this, you're that, and it's like, oh god, buddy, just fuck off.
Hell yeah.
It is 100% just going to be some bullshit that we are going to have to fucking deal with. And until these people start losing their jobs, which might not happen soon, but hopefully over time, it's just going to keep getting worse.
Oh, definitely, and hopefully they start losing funding and stuff, and they'll have to make the cutbacks and have to prioritize actual good games. Let's be real. A lot of these bigger games, well, AAA games, quadruple A games, their budgets are insane. They're incredibly insane. And
that's honestly probably how they got, like, what was it? Porsche, Adidas, and
basically putting ads in their games.
Yeah, that's how they got their the advertising in their games. It's because they're going to be getting funded by like these like large multi-billion-dollar companies, and so they're going to keep getting funded, and these people are going to keep getting paid, and until they start getting a hurt in their wallets, it's just going to keep happening.
Yep, and it's just going to force people to start playing, like, I know I've said this before, but more people are just going to be forced to play indie games, AA games, like these lower budget games. And I feel like this is what major companies are not doing. Instead of, same thing with the movie industry, you're relying on a handful, if not, one big ass game that costs a ton of money every year, and versus focusing on 5 smaller games that cost a fraction of the budget, and you'll get you cast a wider net of possible customers. So it's just it's all retarded. Like these major corporations, the CEOs are all retarded. They don't actually look at customer feedback. They rely on critics. They rely on bootlickers from these the fuck they're called lamestream media, fucking like Kotaku's or IGN's that just give them 8s or 9s out of 10 when the game's clearly a fucking like a 0 half the time. Like what was it, like Dragon Age, the Fail Guard and everything else. It's all just it's all just bullshit. Let's be real.
Absolutely. I can't wait for the IGN review just so I could ignore it.
Dude, everyone ignores IGN. They're just a freaking trash network now. They're not the same. Let's be real. The people at IGN in the past aren't there anymore. Same thing with these major companies like Naughty Dog, for instance, and 2K and stuff. They're not the same people who created these franchises and develop like what we view as great games. They're not the same anymore, and it shows.
Yeah, at some point, it'll be over.
Hey guys, you made it to the end. Like what you see? Hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video. Comment down below. We want to hear what you have to say, and we'll catch you on the next one.